next guests are owners of a unique restaurant with an appreciation of new American and really good beer, but more importantly, good food, if I might add. So we have Jim O'Donoghue and Lee Mickles from Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Of course, so excited, as you can tell. We were very excited all morning at the beginning of this segment for your yumminess that you brought on set. But before we dive into all the yumminess that you have brought to us, let's talk about Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen. So tell us about how it all started.
Jim and I are neighbors. We live across the street from each other. We have for many years.
Wow.
And while the kids were growing up, you didn't really want to get a sitter, so you just sort of set up at somebody's house or a fire pit or whatever.
Right.
And Jim and I always said, you know, one day we'd love to own a restaurant, love to work on a restaurant. And we had our eyes set on one and went out and tried to get it, and it didn't happen. And then our spouses were like, if you want to do this, do it. And so we went and put a bid in.
To actually put a presentation together and came up with a game plan for when the next spot did come available, that we were prepared.
Right.
So,
How many years ago was this?
7.
yeah, our first one opened in July of 2015.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let me get this right, just to bundle this up. You guys are neighbors, and like you guys are hanging out, like, yo, we should open up a restaurant.
Who hasn't said that?
Right. You know, by holding a beer. You should open up a restaurant. Yeah, and your spouse is like, go ahead and do it.
That might not have happened.
Okay. All right, and 7 years later, you have 5 locations.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, 6th on the way.
6 on the way.
Sixth on
And
the
people
way.
are raving about your food.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm raving about your food because, like I told Vincenza earlier, as we went to the marina, the guys meet somewhere, and we always try and find new places that we can hang out. And we went to the marina, and I'm just looking around like, yo, this is a nice place. This is real cool and chill. It's by the water, and the food is great. And then, you know, when they told us who we got today, I was like, oh, shoot, this is the same spot. Like, oh, man, this is awesome.
Yes.
So what is it about Grain that is so unique? Is it the sign outside on
The sign on Main Street,
Right.
the Brian Ford
And
does
who
work,
idea was that?
Shout out to Brian Ford. Yes,
right.
yes,
I will give
he plays
Lee
a part
credit.
in that.
That sign was there when we first got the building, and I wanted to take it down. And Lee's like, no, we can use this.
Right.
We didn't even have enough letters to say coming soon. It was like we didn't have a G. So we had to go on eBay and buy all the letters.
The struggles with entrepreneurship, right? We're gonna make it work.
But we were creating a buzz before anybody even knew what it was.
Yeah.
So we'd have a marquee that would just say bigger than a bread box and a lot more fun. But they didn't know what was going on, and we created all this excitement, and they didn't know what restaurant was going in there. And
Oh, wow.
And Jim would go sit down for lunch, and somebody was at the corner of the bar complaining about one of the marquees because it wasn't fictionally accurate to a Star Wars reference that we made.
Oh yeah, you got a bunch of geeks down there, down in Newark.
Myself included.
Right, so be careful.
So we got an earful for that. But yeah, that really captured the character of what I think Grain is. Which
Okay.
is, it's just bringing together good times, good people, good food, good
Okay.
fun. There's a mix of live music at all the locations.
Yes.
And they all have a pretty good menu, which is you can just go sit down there with your boys, with your family, with your friends, and just have a good time.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty good menu.
It's not a pretty good
It's
menu.
a really
correct
good
him.
menu.
Okay.
It's a really good menu.
So have you been there before, Vincent?
Have I been there? I'm a huge fan of Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen, especially the one on Main Street, because it's a little closer to my I guess you would say where I'm going from point A to point B.
Right.
But however, I know you guys just opened up a new location right here in the city of Wilmington, which is super exciting, and it's close to us. So
Say word.
we should go there right
All
after.
right, I'm with you.
But tell us a little bit about that, the new location and whatnot, and how it's going.
So it's going great. We opened in June. It was a a bit of a historical one for me. I used to hang out in that building post-college quite
Some
a
memories.
bit. So, a number of memories there. So look, it's Wilmington in the summertime, which is a little bit quieter. A lot of people are away on vacation. It was part of our opening strategy. It's actually been busier than we thought.
That's great.
Which is great.
That's great.
But getting some people who haven't been down to Newark or one of the other locations to come out and try us before it gets too busy in the fall. So it's been a great experience. Very welcoming community we're in. So it's been great.
Where at in Trolley Square are you?
It's the old Scratch Magoo's.
Oh,
There you go.
That's the light bulb.
I was at the Oyster House about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
right next door.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
damn.
No excuses
Okay.
now.
We actually put up some old Scratch Magoo memorabilia on the shelves.
Nice.
very
Small
nice.
mods for that.
Nice.
So yeah.
So
that's
okay,
nice.
so a friend of mine is a beer enthusiast, right?
Yep.
And you guys craft beer, right?
Yep.
What type of beer can people expect there? Because I know he's like IPA, like heavy. I'm new to IPAs, right?
So we have 8 taps in Trolley, which is our lowest number of taps, but it's what came with the building. So we're trying to do, we're sticking with all local as our kickoff. So
Okay.
we have stuff from Dogfish, we have stuff from Wilmington Brew Works. So just a lot to reason there from Maryland.
Okay.
So, and then we have probably about 25 to 30 different beers and bottles and cans right now.
Okay.
And it's a smattering of everything. You can go from a sour to a double IPA to a stout. You know, we cover the whole gambit.
You hear that, Dennis? They got stout, baby. They got what you
But
need.
they also have some really good cocktails.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
You have a mean Bloody Mary. Let's talk about it because I didn't get into details why
Right.
it's mean.
Yep.
So let's talk about the beer-infused beef jerky.
What?
So explain the Bloody
Wait a
Mary. Paint the
minute.
picture.
Oh.
Yes, paint the picture for Ivan.
Please, please.
A very good friend of ours had a beef jerky business on the side, and we figured out a way for him to make it in our kitchen so we can use it as part of our Bloody Mary. And it is horseradish, soy, Dogfish 60 infused beef jerky. So rather than using a piece of bacon in our Bloody Mary, we put a stick of beef jerky in it.
It pays to be your neighbor at this point. Like, where do y'all live again? Like, oh my God, everybody, they're putting everyone on in their hood, in their neighborhood, yo. Okay, you got jerky, cool. You make donuts, come on.
And speaking of donuts, you have the fried chicken and glazed donut with the sprinkled
I was
bacon on
joking.
top
I was
as the
joking.
brunch item. My favorite brunch item on your
What is
menu.
it?
So it's fried chicken
Yep.
with
Okay.
glazed donut. You have bacon on top, and it's
And then a sriracha honey sauce to cap it
honey
off.
sauce.
I'm going today. When I
It's
get out here.
delicious. It's OMG.
I'm taking the
Amazing.
I'm going today.
It really is.
Okay.
But you have so many other incredible items. And I do have to ask this question. Do you have any vegetarian options on the menu?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, excellent. So you can accommodate multiple palates
Yep.
and no excuses. So there's an item on that menu for everyone.
Yes.
And that's what I love about all of your grain locations, that it's very family friendly. You can go with your family, you can go with your friends,
Yep.
and it's very welcoming. So it's very relaxed too. So I love the ambiance that it creates, and the live music is always fun, that you offer that at all of your locations. So let's talk about the items you brought here today, because one of them is my ultimate favorite.
Let me guess. Go ahead. You want me to
Yeah, guess, yeah.
Bam.
Right. The crab nachos.
crab
The
nachos.
crab nachos.
Amazing. I had those.
But
yeah.
it's also a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
And
tell us about
it came
the-
about totally as an accident. We
Okay.
did a Newark, one of those Newark food events,
Okay.
and our chef made a special dish, and it was a fried wonton crisp with a little crab on it, and we said, can we just get a big plate of that? And he said, yeah, but let me put some cucumbers in to add some flavor to it. And he came out with this, and that's been it from minute one.
I'm so
Yes.
mad at y'all already. I'm so mad at y'all.
It's I think it's probably one of the most popular items on the menu. Also
is.
the OMG Krabby Pretzel.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
one is also very
Yeah, that's
popular.
dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a big, ginormous
It's a huge-
pretzel
yeah, with
with
crab in it.
crab and cheese. And
My man
amazing.
Logan ordered it, right? And I was like, is crab in there? He was like, yeah. And there was so much. First of all, let's talk about the portions, right? Because you could go to places that have small plates. You guys really know how to take care of people, okay? Enough said.
These are the portions.
These are the portions, right? This is a small.
This is
This is a small. Now, please, what is this right here? The grain grilling.
we mentioned it earlier, so let's go into detail now.
So Chef Bill, who has been with us for a long time, came up with this. So it is a combination of buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce. There's some bourbon in there. A dark corn syrup is a really specialty our real special part of it. It's our most popular sauce by far.
Don't mind me. Look, I'm just
Help you out.
Go ahead, baby girl.
I'll help you out. Here we
It's
go,
already soaked in it, so you get a little extra.
Oh, sorry.
Got it.
I got
Here we
you.
go.
What's soaked in? It's soaked in
So
this.
the chicken is already soaked in this.
I'll see a little extra now.
That's how it comes, yeah.
Gave you a little
and I did
extra.
boneless, so we didn't have to
Okay.
have to do bone wings today
Right,
while
I
we're
want
on
to
set.
Okay.
All right. You don't mind we're eating, right?
Please do. Yeah, we've had them. I'll have one even anyway.
What are we thinking?
Ooh.
Delicious,
When
right?
a brother over 300 pounds rubs his knees when he eats.
And that's what's nice about all of your locations, all of your grain locations, is that you have an item on the menu for everyone. But again, it's finger food, so you get
Right.
shareables. I know that
Right.
that's
Yeah.
big on your menu. You have a lot of shareables because
Yeah.
both of these items are great for sharing. So you can have a couple of beers, a couple of cocktails, or just want to get together with a group of friends and you just want to share some items. And I love that. And again, the crab nachos are my favorite. They're my
They are so
favorite.
long for this, Vincenzo.
I told you. I told you.
You're not helping.
Well, let's talk about all of your locations. I know I mentioned it earlier. Let's reiterate all of your locations again. So tell us, where are all of your grain
So
spots?
the first one was in Newark on Main Street. We then opened Kennett Square, which is on State Street.
Oh, wow.
The one you were just talking about, H2O, which is right on the C&D Canal,
Okay.
on the Delaware side. We have one in Lewis, on the Rocks, which is in the ferry terminal. We just opened Trolley Square.
Right. So 7
good.
years ago, right, to now, did this exceed all your expectations of what you thought it could be?
It's definitely, we knew we wanted to make this our career. We knew we needed to get big enough that we could go to work without having to be in the restaurant every day. And that requires a certain scale.
Yes.
Which Vincenzo knows very well.
Yes.
But I think the success of the first one, it won Best New Restaurant when it came out.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was a good
Very
one.
deserving.
Thank you. And so we felt like we were on the right path.
Right,
You know?
right.
And so we tried to capture what's right about each location, like the ones that are waterfront, we really try to focus on the waterfront views and
Right.
those sorts of things and really embrace what that
Yeah.
has with outdoor bars. But it's definitely surpassed, I think, what our expectations were.
Right.
It's just, you've got a couple hundred people working with you that you enjoy working with, and that makes it all worth it.
What's your background? Was it always? I have to ask. Look, the people's backgrounds never what they did.
Never judge a book by its cover
Never.
either. So tell us about your background.
So I used to own an ad agency here in Wilmington called the Archer Group. So we started that in my basement in 2003. And then when my business partner, Patrick Callahan, and I sold it to the other partners in 2014, we did the final sale. That was about 75 people. We did all the online work for Wawa. So
Okay.
Hoagies Fest, stuff like that.
Oh,
Chase
wow.
Bank.
Oh yeah, the inside. I got you. Roger that.
Yeah, and so I sold that, and then Jim.
I had spent a lot of time after college in corporate America, MBNA, Bank of America,
Right.
Barclays, did that whole route. And then it really was Lee and I sitting out back, normally at a fire pit in his backyard,
Told you.
just talking about doing this over and over again. And it got to the point where my kids were older, his kids were older.
Right.
It was either do it now or stop talking about it.
Barbecue or mildew is what we said.
Yeah.
Either on barbecue or mildew. You can sit and talk about it forever.
Well, we're glad that you did.
Thank you.
Because you are taking the restaurant industry by storm and you are really making an impact, not just for all the local eateries in the state, but also the tri-state area, because you do have that location in Kennett, which is also another amazing location. Now, I know you have the 6th location in the works. Hopefully it'll be opening soon, right?
Yeah,
So to be
soon.
determined the
Going
dates,
further
but
than that.
stay tuned. Do you think you will continue to grow?
It's a good question. We're always looking.
Right.
That's good.
And every time we open one, we're like, all right, we're gonna take a break.
No breaks. No breaks. You guys don't
Let's
take
take a
breaks.
break. Hey, we want to get back in the yard
We're
again.
good for a bit,
Right.
and then
Right.
the next thing will happen, and we're always willing to take a look.
Right.
I will say this: we're dealing with the same struggles everybody is right now: supply
Right.
chain management, labor management. It's just making it much harder to detail. Like I would love to tell you when the one on Star Campus is opening, but we just aren't sure right now.
Right. Yeah.
That's all right. We're going to keep a lookout.
Well,
And I'm sure there'll be a big announcement, and we're very excited for that. And it'll be another success along with all of the other locations you guys have opened. But it's very good for the communities. And it's good for the neighborhoods that you continue to open such an amazing local eatery, because it truly is just like that local neighborhood, like
That's what we're
bar,
going for.
It's not a
restaurant.
chain.
Right.
It's not
And
a
I
chain.
love that, that feel
Right.
that you get. And every time I go to the Grain location, it's always warm and welcoming, and the staff is so friendly, and just the food is so good.
We can honestly say that because, you know, and I'll play this card. You know, we go to a lot of restaurants, and a lot of restaurants treat us a little funny, right? They do. You got 4 guys that's, you know, big in stature and a little dark. They treat us funny. But when we went there to Grain, we were really surprised, and look, the hospitality was amazing.
Right.
We had a great time. It was what it was about. It was about the food and the experience, and we had a great. So thank you guys for that.
Yes, well, it stems from leadership.
Yeah,
Stems from
and
leadership.
I'm glad I can sit here and tell you, because there's a lot of restaurants we go to. Again, it's like but we went there, and man, you know, we didn't know what to expect, but we definitely said, oh, we'll be back. The waitress was amazing. She damn near knew our names. And when you have a waitress or a waiter that will bring you a drink without you asking, or they see you getting low, you know, I'm like, oh, they had training. They know. So, God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And we wish you lots of success. And we plan on you coming back on the show to share with us more of your success.
And we'll be there.
But we're going to visit. We will visit the Wilmington location. I think we need team meeting, DETV team meeting at the Wilmington location. So again, thank you, gentlemen, and good luck with the rest of the success for all the restaurants.
Thank you very much.
so much.
Thanks for having us.
What's up, everyone? It's your main man, Big Ob, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH.com, and I'm here with my wonderful and amazing co-host,
Vincenza.
We just stopped by to tell you to be sure, if you want any information on what's going on in Wilmington and to meet some dynamic people doing some amazing and great things, be sure to watch us live on Good Morning Wilmington on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Oh, Ivan, 10 a.m.
Which he said, 10 a.m.
Listen to me. That's why he has me here. But yes, tune in live, 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday on Good Morning Wilmington.
DETVCH.com.